How about we tell you guys what house we finally figured out what we're gonna do, and we want to tell you guys it's not the exact thing we wanted in the beginning, but it's something I think technically it is something we wanted in the beginning. So let's go show you. All right, guys. So today my uncle might possibly be running his cattle out. So we are kind of cleaning this area up here. He's calling them up over there and see if he can get them all in. If he can, we're gonna have to do some cowboy work today that I have no idea what I'm doing. So it'd be a cool learning experience. So as you can hear, the cows are getting ready to get worked. But we got some ryegrass here. We're gonna spread it all throughout this camp house area, get it nice and good looking. So get a yard going. Our uncle does this for the hunters when they come out. So we're gonna go ahead and spread this out. All right, so we were gonna do the cattle. Unfortunately, we couldn't get them all in the pen. There's some out all over the ranch, so we're gonna try to do that next week. But we are super excited to tell you guys about building our house.
So, like, if you saw our last video about our new house plans, we told you guys that we were going to build on this section right here. We were going to take out all these trees, and
we're still going to take out trees.
Yes, we're still going to take out all these trees and all the trees on this side as well, but we are moving to a different location. We talked to family, we talked about electrical and everything like that. So
called the company to see how much it would cost to get a transformer out there and all that.
So we all discussed everything, and we decided that this other spot is much better for everyone involved.
Yep, so we're gonna go from this spot over here to this. What in the world? To trees? Why in the world would you want to do that? So this is kind of the location over here. As you can tell, it's just a ton of trees. You're probably thinking, why in the world would you want this? And like Jaylene said, we talked to the family. This is probably the best bet. We kind of have some space here. We're close enough to the camp house. We're under 200 feet away, so we can run electric. Our goal is to be off-grid, but for now, it's just not gonna happen. We won't have the budget for the solar and all that, but eventually we wanna get solar, and then we can just cut power, put solar, and we're good. So it keeps us close enough to get it done now, but we can be more off-grid later. We're close enough to the water. We have the windmill out here, which is off-grid water. We're not hooked up to city water, so it works out great. But as you guys could tell, we do have the line above. It's just gonna cost way too much money. So we're gonna come in and start clearing this out.
So we are actually going to show you guys the idea for our house, which will make total sense to you guys when we say we want to be close enough for electrical, but we are going to be going solar at some point. But before we show you that, this area we plan on going through and making a wide path just straight through it. This takes you out to that field that we just showed you that we were in, where we wanted to build before. So that way we'll still have a little bit of trees on this side of us and a little bit of the tree line on the outside of us, but then that's a road, and then this is a road here, and that's why we're not going to build right here. But we're going to take this out. Our house will be in there. It'll be kind of closed off a little bit, and we'll have a lot of privacy while still being really close to the camp house.
Plus, a huge benefit of this is we will actually have trees. We'll have some shade. We want to build pens for the goats and stuff up in the shade. The goats will be able to help us clear all this out, but have shade. It gets unbearably hot out here during the summer. And then during the winter, we'll have a wind block, and it'll kind of help out. We know the struggles of that up there in Dallas. No trees, and you got all the wind. It was constantly windy.
All the sun.
Plus, it's a cool thing. It kind of blocks us off. We get our own space out here. When people do come out, they don't have to come over here, and we have our space. They have their space. It just works out for everyone. Plus, like I said, we're trying to go more off-grid with this, eventually fully off-grid, and so this will kind of help us be on our own, feel like we're out in the woods, which is something I've always wanted, and I personally am super excited for this. I didn't know Jaylena was going to be on board. That's why we kind of said the open area out there. And then whenever Jaylena heard about this, she's like, let's do it. So I think this was meant to be.
And you guys might think that this looks like a lot of work, and it will be.
Yes.
And we're starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow, guys. So how about we tell you guys what house we finally figured out what we're going to do. And we want to tell you guys, it's not the exact thing we wanted in the beginning, but it's something I think, technically, it is something we wanted in the beginning. So let's go show you.
So as you guys know, we were living in the reefer trailer, and we were thinking, should we stay in it? No, we're not. What we're actually going to do is build a tiny house on wheels. This bad boy right here was gifted to us by Jason's uncle just yesterday. So we decided, well, for one, Jason and I, when we first started dating, wanted to build a tiny house on wheels, and for whatever reason that just never happened. We wound up going to shed to house, and then we wound up doing a way bigger shed to house than we anticipated from the start. But now we kind of get to do what we wanted to do from the absolute very beginning of even talking about homesteading and living small. And so we are going to turn this trailer into a tiny house on wheels.
So this trailer is not brand new, as you guys could tell, but it's not bad. It has just been here a long time, so the tires are dug into the ground a little bit, buried, but it's in really good shape for what it is. And then it's got this thick lumber down here. We'll probably end up replacing it anyways. I have not measured it exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's a 20 foot, maybe 24 by 8. And then we get built up on top of the gooseneck, which gives you another 6 feet or so. So I think this is gonna be awesome. Again, it's only 8 feet, but we're gonna build out probably 2 feet on each side and get, 12 foot wide rather than 8, which is huge if you've ever lived in a travel trailer or a back of an 8-2-wheeler, and we've done both.
That we have. So that's why it makes sense that we want to go fully solar at some point, but we do want to have electricity set up over there, because the way that we want to build it is more like a camping ground, if you've ever been to one, and they have like the camping area set up. So if we move off and we take our trailer with us, anyone that has an RV or a camper can just pull up, and they have a nice deck, a nice fire pit area, just a really nice, cool, comfortable, secluded a little bit camping area.
And on that, we're going to be doing like an outdoor kitchen, outdoor bathroom. We're going to have a kitchen and bathroom in the tiny house. It's going to be small. We're going to do more of the like solar heat to do the outdoor shower and all that. So we have hot water doing that. We're going to build like a rocket stove that we can get hot water during the winter. We're going to have a cook station outside, a grill station, a fire pit. It's going to be full blown, a really, really cool place to stay for us. And we're going to set up pens so we can have our goats and chickens and all that stuff again. We are ready to have a halfway normal life again.
Yes. Someone commented and said, I really hope to see more construction on your channel. You've given us so many ideas, and well, you're about to see plenty of it.
Yep. So we have to go clear land to figure out where we're going to put everything. Kind of walk through, start clearing as we go, leave some trees for shade and all that, and then find a place. We'll have to measure this out, make sure it fits in there well. We are going to end up taking the tires, maybe not the rims off, but the tires off, and lower this thing as far down as we can get it to level it out. That way when we build the deck, it's not as high as this thing. So it'll all work out. We're hoping we probably never have to move this thing, but the fact that it will have wheels and we could jack it up and put the wheels on, the tires back on, is a huge plus, so we can move it anywhere. It's an investment that would last pretty much a lifetime for us. So we're super excited, but we need to get to work. So let's go maybe walk into the woods and see how much we could see and kind of get an idea of exactly where we'd want to, and then we'll get to building, or get to cutting, I guess.
It doesn't have to be too far off from here, because it just can't be in the road.
So right here, you can tell there's a little opening. We're gonna come in. There's already a spot that's cleared out here. Ticks and stuff are gonna be terrible until we get some guineas and chickens and all that stuff out here. But it does have these cool bushes that like to tear you up. But it's already an open spot right here. We can just come in, kind of clear a little bit.
Trees down.
That main road is literally right there on the other side, but you can't really see too much, and that's what we want. But it's kind of cleared out back there, as you can tell. So we'll probably come in and start clearing some of this out, some of the smaller stuff, and it'll work out.
We have a wide opening from this inside road to that outside open field, and then we'll still be basically covered on all sides, really and truly.
So I think this will be a pretty cool thing. It's definitely a lot of work, and it's something we didn't really expect to do, but sometimes when your plans change, it's for the good. I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. And another huge benefit of having an uncle that's a contractor, I'm almost positive, I need to look at them all. I think we have every window we need without spending a dime. We have a bunch of doors that we can use, sinks and faucets and all sorts of stuff. So having all that stuff, he even said he has a ton of screen doors that we can make like a screen porch and stuff like that with, and it ought to be ready to go. We're all about use and reuse, recycle, and this is going to cut the cost of our house way down. We're saving several thousand by not having to buy a trailer. We're not having to buy windows. We're not having to buy doors. We're not having to buy the stuff for the screen and porch, sinks, toilets. I mean, we're getting hooked up. My Uncle Vance, the dentist, just the other day when we were there, said he had
brand new toilets, and well, next to new toilets.
Almost
and,
new. I mean, they look brand new. So having all that is super awesome, and that's what we want to show you guys is you don't have to spend $1 million, and we're hoping to do this on a low budget. We don't make a ton of money, and we want to show you guys that you could do the same thing. If you bought raw land with trees, you can come in. It's going to take time, but it's worth it. It's something we've already done over and over and over, so it's nothing new to us. So I am very excited for this challenge. This is going to be our tiny off-grid challenge, as I think what we're going to call it. And we are not putting a time frame on this. We're going to stay out here as long as we need to possibly stay out here. We don't know how long we'll live at the ranch, but that's why we're going mobile.
Yep. And one thing I'm really excited about for this challenge is for like the camp house. The camp house is a fun challenge, but it's not ours.
Nope.
And the trailer isn't ours either.
Nope.
So this will be something that's truly for us, and it's ours.
It is. And we'll feel like this little spot right here is ours. It's not technically ours, but it'll feel like ours. It's our space to kind of have our own space out here. I cannot see the camp house from here. I can't see any of that, and that's awesome. You get to kind of feel alone by yourself, and that's what I like. And it gives us protection a little bit with the trees from certain animals coming in. There will be certain animals we have to worry about as far as like bobcats and stuff and mountain lions, but that's pretty much anywhere. We'll figure that out. We'll fence all this off so the goats can get under there and eat, and chickens and all that cool stuff. So I am super excited. This is something we're going to do. We are going to start clearing land today. It's going to be so much work, but our new tiny off-grid challenge starts now.